Until 1835, no human being in history had ever seen their actual face. I know how that sounds. Stay with me. The mirror, the kind you have in your bathroom right now, the kind that gives you a sharp, clean reflection in full daylight, was invented in 1835 by a German chemist named Justus von Liebig. He figured out how to deposit a thin layer of silver onto a sheet of glass. Before that, for 200,000 years of being human, the best version of your face anyone had ever seen was a smudge in a river, or a watery reflection in a polished piece of bronze, or, if you were really rich, in a tiny rectangle of obsidian from a Mesoamerican workshop. None of these things showed you what you actually look like. They showed you a shape, a color, a vague suggestion of a face. So for almost the entire time our species has existed, people walked around having no real idea what their face did. This is going to mess with your head a little. Let me give you the full story. Start with the first attempt. Stone Age people used pools of water. Calm dark water with a torch nearby is shockingly decent for reflection. There are caves in Spain with smooth black pools that anthropologists think were specifically used as mirrors. So at the very least, the first humans knew there was such a thing as a reflection. They just couldn't carry one around. 6,000 years ago in what is now Turkey, somebody figured out you could grind a piece of obsidian, a natural volcanic glass, into a smooth flat disc. It reflects, sort of, very darkly, like looking at yourself in a tinted car window at night. That was the state of the art for 1,000 years. Then bronze. The Egyptians, the Chinese, the Greeks all independently figured out around 4,000 years ago that polished bronze gives you a much better reflection, but still warm and warped and tiny. Most bronze mirrors are about the size of a coaster, so you could see your face, but only one bit at a time, like reading a face 1 inch at a time. Then for almost 2,000 years, that was it. Bronze, maybe silver if you were a Roman emperor. Fast forward to medieval Venice. Glassmakers on the island of Murano figured out you could coat a sheet of glass with a thin layer of tin and mercury. The result is a real glass mirror. Cold, clear, mostly accurate. They were so expensive that during the Renaissance, a small mirror cost more than a Rembrandt painting. There are records of Venetian glassmakers being assassinated by spies from competing states trying to steal the secret. This was the world right up until Liebig. If you were a farmer in 1750, you knew what your hands looked like, your reach, your gait. You had no idea what your own face did when you smiled. Then the silver glass mirror drops in 1835, and within 50 years, there is a mirror in every middle-class home in Europe and America. Here is the part nobody tells you. The way humans see ourselves was completely rewired in those 50 years. There is a famous psychiatric idea called the mirror stage, written by Jacques Lacan in 1949. A child between 6 and 18 months old looks in a mirror and suddenly realizes that thing in the glass is them. Lacan thought this was the moment a person becomes a self. A whole life of identity, of vanity, of dysmorphia, starts with that moment. For almost all of human history, that moment never happened. Or it happened to a few people, briefly, looking into a warped bronze mirror or a calm pond. What did people do instead? They described themselves by what other people said about them. Your mom said you have your father's nose. Your friend said your eyes go soft when you tell a joke. You were a constellation of small reports from other people. You were never a single image. And here is the dark joke. The mirror is 200 years old. The selfie is 15. A selfie is not what your face looks like either. It is a snap of a single split second from a single angle, edited by an algorithm, lit by a screen, taken at arm's length, with a lens that distorts the closer thing to it. Studies of facial perception consistently show the version of your face you see in your selfies is the least accurate version of your face that has ever existed. It is even more wrong than the bronze mirror. Real talk. The version of your face that other people love is the one in motion, tilted in conversation, smiling at a friend, half lit by a window. They have been seeing that face your whole life. You have never seen it. You will never see it. There is no technology that can show it to you. The mirror told us this giant story about who we are. The story was a lie. A flat, frozen, silver-backed lie. For most of human history, we let the people around us tell us who we are. The mirror replaced them for 200 years. The selfie replaced the mirror for 15. Maybe what comes next is going back. Maybe you ask a friend to describe what your face does when you laugh. Maybe you stop trying to catch yourself in mirrors and let yourself be seen by them, by their memory. If this scratched the itch, subscribe. We tell one of these every day. The kind of weird thing you didn't know was weird, until somebody connected it to a piece of technology younger than your great-great-grandmother. The face you remember is one angle. The face everyone else loves is one you will never get to see. You are luckier than you think.